Welcome everybody to another Your Career Makeover live Q&A show. I am Daniel Smiley, and I'm going to be answering your questions about how to get jobs, interviews, the whole nine yards. So I'm going to give everybody the opportunity to come in on Instagram, YouTube, um, the podcast, and on TikTok. And what I'm going to do on Instagram, just like I do each time I'm live, is I'm going to pin my um, email address in the chat along with my text line so you guys can reach out to me. Thank you to the many hundreds of questions and comments I have been getting over the course of the past few days. I am doing my best to make sure that I answer every question that you have because I want to equip you with the information that you need to answer questions and get the job that you want quickly. Thank you to all of the many clients who have come my way for the additional help. Doing everything I can to make sure that I take care of you guys as well. And just thank you guys so much for the kind words. Hot Rod, I don't know if I'm any kin to Ricky Smiley. I will tell you, my family is from the Selma, Birmingham, Alabama area, and I know that Ricky is from the Birmingham, Alabama area. So we may be related in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Same spelling of the last name, but I don't know. I get that question all the time, and I usually tell people they owe me a quarter for asking that question. Somebody said to me, if you got 25 cents for everybody to answer that question, you have a lot of money. Anyway, so I don't know. Thank you for the question, though. So I've gotten hundreds of questions in the past couple days. There we have many thousands of new followers on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Many of you, hundreds of you, are emailing me and texting me on a daily basis. And if you have messaged me, you will see that I get right back to you. I'll do everything that I can within the bounds of the time that I have. And then if I find some interesting questions like I have here, I want to make sure that I'm answering those questions for the entire community. Okay. Um, thank you to everyone who has sent me their resume for rework service. We are working on reworking everybody's resume and getting it back to you. And many of you are going to see a significant change in your resume. And I'll be answering a question tonight about what's most important about your resume. So share this live with as many people as you can. Tap the screen if you're on TikTok or Instagram so we can make sure that we are spreading this far and wide to help as many people as possible. If you have a question, you can leave it in the comment section and I will answer your question live. If you have a question, just leave it in the comment section. If you email me or text me a question during this live, I will answer after the live is over. Okay? So, 52J Boy said, I recently started on Instagram. 52J Boy on Instagram said, I recently started watching you and I'm impressed. I'm a hiring manager and the information is very useful. I actually met someone that you know. Keep up the awesome videos. So 52J Boy, you may have met someone that I was on the phone with today. I got a call today from someone. I'm not sure if you're the same person. And they asked me to come with you. They asked me if I could come and speak to a group, which I'll be doing. So if you're that same person, shoot me a message. And I will try to work to get something set up with you. I know that the person that, if we're talking about the same person, they're going to be coming to you on Friday to try to set things up. And she told you that she knew me, and she does know me. She's my sister-in-law, and her daughter is like she has my heart. Her daughter is at LSU. She's my daughter, goddaughter, awesome, amazing, wonderful young lady. So if you're the same person, shoot me a message so that we can schedule something, or you can just wait until you hear from our mutual connection on Friday, and I will be happy to schedule something, work something out with you to come and talk to people at your company. All right. So thank you so much. If you're not the same person, you can still DM me. I don't care. I want to make sure that I answer your question, connect with you as well. Thank you so much. Okay. So here is a question that I got from a follower on Instagram. I had a phone interview last week on Tuesday, then an in-person interview for an entry-level job Friday morning. The interview was very short. They asked me 4 or 5 questions and gave me a tour. When should I reach back out to the recruiter for a follow-up? Okay, so I always advise making sure you wait 3 business days max, not 4, not 5, 3 business days. And then if you haven't heard anything, you're going to reach back out to them via email. If they don't respond to your email in 24 hours, call. If they don't respond to your call or voicemail in 24 hours, get in your car, get on a skateboard, walk, get on a bus, do whatever you have to do and go up there and ask them for a follow-up to give you feedback. Here's why. I tell hiring managers, no one is going to wait on you. Okay? No one. If you are interviewing a good candidate, make a decision. Either use the restroom or get off the pot. Nobody's going to wait on you. If you are a supreme candidate, this is an entry level position, they need to make a decision. Doesn't take people all that much time to make a decision. Uh, I tell you, hiring managers know right after the interview if you're someone they want to bring. They know it, right? And so it doesn't take them a long time to make a decision about whether they want to hire you. I hope that helps. If you have a question, um, leave it in the comment section. Rudolph Ward on Instagram said, Coach Smiley, I started my new job today. Thank you for your assistance. That is so awesome. Thank you for sharing that information. I am always happy to hear when people are having success in the workplace. So go in and knock their socks off. Show them that this was the smartest decision they could ever make in the history of this company to hire you. So congratulations. Keep me posted on your career. I would love to stay up to date on what you have going on. Okay, so here's another question from Instagram. When discussing salary on an application or in an interview, when they demand a specific number, what should I do? I was told to be specific. Oh, this was in an interview. I was told to be specific in the interview, and that process made me uncomfortable. Okay. So you're sitting in an interview and they ask you, what are your pay expectations? And you use my line, I'm open or I'm negotiable. And the reason why we're doing that is because we want the hiring manager to reveal their hand first. So let's walk this back a little bit. Before you walk into an interview, you should already know what the pay range is. Remember, this will be in my upcoming book. That'll be released this Friday. You should already know what the pay range is because you're going to utilize the tools I told you to use. Glassdoor, Google, or Indeed.com to find out what the appropriate salary range is. And if you say in an interview, they ask you, well, what kind of money are you looking to make? And you say, well, I'm open. And they say to you, well, I'm open is not acceptable. Can you please give me a specific number? You're going to say, yes, I'll be happy to do that. I have researched and know what the pay range is for this position. Hypothetically, let's say the position is $40 to $50 an hour. Give them the top number. I am within the range. It's how you respond. I am within the range for this position, which is $40 to $50 an hour, and $50 an hour is what I will be looking for. Okay, that's how you want to respond to that. But the reason why you may be a little nervous is, and you may just not be following me, is because you may not have known that when you walk into an interview, you should already know the pay range, whether it is public information, whether they publicize it or not. You should already know what the pay range is. Okay, if you utilize the tools that I tell you, you will have that information. That would not be an issue. Bad gal, I know you've been on many lives. You are saying, I got an offer, but I wanted the max and I didn't get the max. What should I do? Okay. So I know you wanted the max. That's first. And I'm working with limited information here. I don't know what level your skill is. Are you entry level, mid level, or senior level? But if the offer is an offer that you're willing to accept because the pay is good, then go ahead and accept that offer. But ask this question. If they're not going to give you the max, right? If they're not going to give you the top number, they may not think you're a senior level individual in terms of your skill and technical expertise. Ask this question. Are there any other incentives associated with this offer? Now, that answer may be no, or they may ask you, well, what other incentives are you asking about? Is there a sign-on bonus? Is there a performance bonus? Is there education reimbursement? Those things. All of those things you will find in my book. So ask that question. If they don't give you, if they don't have any of that stuff available, and you think that the offer is good based on the salary range that you should already know, and if you don't know it, and you're still pending this offer, send me a message. I'll tell you what the salary range is supposed to be, and you're going to tell me what your experience level is, and I'll tell you where you fall into that range. If it is acceptable, then accept the offer. Go in and blow them away. In my book, there's going to be a chapter that talks about how you get promoted on a job pretty quickly, how you can get pay raises and promoted on a job really, really quickly if you just follow these 10 keys that I tell you to follow on a daily basis. Remember, this is work. Going to work is not about, this is not a social club, okay? You're not there to make friends. You're there to get a job done. You guys are, it's a mission that you guys are trying to accomplish. And I'm going to show you in my book how to knock people's socks off, how to blow them away, take on additional responsibility, get more money, the whole 9 yards. I'm going to show you that. So if you want to send me a DM or an email or a text message and let me know what the offer is, how much experience you have, the type of job, I will tell you where you fall in that range. Okay. If anybody has that issue, feel free to send me a message. I'll be happy to help you guys with that. Okay. If you need help with your resume, you know you can always email it to me. I do free resume reviews, okay, for free. Email it to coachdanielsmiley@gmail.com. coachdanielsmiley@gmail.com. I do that for free. Well, how do you know something may be up with your resume? Okay. If you are applying to jobs and no one is calling you back, you're not getting any interviews, it's because your resume is not approved. Okay. There's something wrong with your resume. It is not attracting the attention of recruiters, hiring managers, or applicant tracking systems. AI cannot tell what you are an expert at. The keywords that are put in the AI, your resume is not, and you are getting out of. We grade resumes. Some systems grade resumes 1 star to 5 stars. Some systems grade resumes 1 to 10. You're getting a 1 star, and recruiters don't even look at your resume if you get a 1 or 2 star. Okay, they may look at your resume if you get a 3 star, meaning you have the appropriate keywords on your resume. If you're a 4 or 5 star, those are the ones that they're trying to look at because AI has told them that you have most of the skills listed on your resume that they may be interested in. If you're a 1 to 5, you're average, or if you're 6 to 10, recruiters are typically going to reach out to you if AI grades it on a number scale. So if you need help reworking or repositioning your resume, I'm telling you, reach out to me. I'll help you. I I am currently working on a resume for a registered nurse. Okay, and if she's watching, she has a resume back in her inbox. We're just making some edits. And when I look at this nurse's resume, when I looked at this nurse's resume, this is just an example. It is very like I could not. I know that she's a registered nurse. That's in her, next to her name. But I don't know what specific discipline she is, an expert at from a registered nurse perspective. Is she geriatrics, pediatrics, general medicine? I don't. So I had to go through and look at position titles to see and the types of companies she worked for to see really from her RN perspective what she did. So one of them was she was a wound care nurse. Okay. Well, what I had to do is I had to create duties and responsibilities of a wound care nurse to highlight her duties and responsibilities at a couple of jobs. If you don't have that on your resume, I can promise you, AI will not pick you up. Recruiters will not call you. You will not be getting them. And if you do, it's going to be the bottom of the barrel jobs. Your resume has to clearly show your expertise. Clearly show it. Okay. And so the way my resume template works, the way that we work resumes is we put all of your expertise right out front. So as soon as AI starts to go through that resume, as soon as you're getting in an applicant tracking system, it's picking up all of your all of the keywords that display your expertise at the very beginning. Okay, so that's important. So if you need help with your resume, just email it to me, and I'll tell you exactly what needs to be done. Okay, all right. Here's another question about salary. How do you respond to asking your salary? Do you give an exact number, requested amount, or provide a salary range? Again, I just answered this question. I'll answer it again. Never, 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 ever listen to me. Don't ever walk into an interview without knowing what the salary range is. Never. It's public information. You should never do that. You are walking in butt naked. You are vulnerable. You might as well just take an entry level pay. Don't ever, ever, ever do that. The information is public. As a talent acquisition leader, as a talent acquisition manager, I am the one that give the pay ranges to the hiring managers to choose from because I do the salary survey. And I tell you exactly where to look. It's the same place I look. You should never, ever walk into a job without knowing what the pay range is. I don't care if they publicize it. It may be wrong. You should know the industry standard for pay for your job and where you fall into that range based on your experience. And if you don't know, ask me. I'll tell you. I'll tell you exactly what it is. Okay. Chocolate 44 Queen. When will your book be available for purchase? Friday. It will be up in my store for purchase. It's called Your Total Career Makeover. Your Total Career Makeover. It will have everything that I teach and share on here. It'll have all of it in there. Okay. 9 chapters, about 206 or 207 pages in ebook form. So you can have it on your computer, on your tablet, or on your phone, and you can read it. It'll even have, I'm including in that one of the chapters, the interview cheat sheet as well. So it's some questions in there that you can sit in the parking lot of a company and scroll through and know how to answer questions from your phone. So that'll be available this Friday. Okay. Here's another question from Instagram. So let me see here. Brenda Barney says, nice. Another question from Instagram. That gal says, I'll text you. Instagram. I am Deborah the Billionaire. What incentives are better than 401k or to be vested in a company like the state? Okay, so I am Deborah the Billionaire, and everybody else. I want you to listen to me. Okay, my perspective is this: I want you to take care of you and your family from day one. Okay, you need to maximize your earning potential with that company from day one. Do not rely on what they can do for you in the future because you have no idea when they will cut your legs from underneath you and reduce staff because some dumb CEO above you made some crazy financial decision that caused the company to lose money and they have to reduce staff. Okay. So the question you ask is, what incentives are better than 401k? Maximizing your earning potential right now and taking that money and investing it yourself in your future. Okay. If you want to do 401k, do 401k. Well, you're thinking about, okay, I'm going to be with this company for the next 20 years. But 5 years from now, the company goes through some sort of financial trouble and they have to reduce staff, or somebody makes some crazy decision and they close the business, or they sell the company to somebody else. And you have given your life and your time and raised your lifestyle up to the level of what you're being paid. And now everything is changed. Don't do that. Don't do that. You might be with the company or with the state, and it has a great retirement program, but you have a bonehead manager that you don't want to work for. Like the CFO the other day on the live has a toxic CEO as a manager, a micromanager. You don't want to spend the next 20 years stressed out working with some toxic person. You don't want to do that. So yes, 401k and all that stuff is great, but maximize your earning up front. Okay. What incentives do you have? If 401k and the match with the 401k is good, that's cool. But I would much rather take $10,000 more a year, plus or minus a 401k, and use that additional $10,000 to invest on my own for my own retirement versus taking less money, hoping that the 401k is going to be good and I'm going to be there for the next 20 years. I'm just telling you, I see it every day. Was it this year or last year? Last year, I was told to hire a staff because we needed the additional help. And I did. I found a fire recruiter to handle one of our markets. The financial performance of the company was not where it needed to be from the board perspective. So they started looking for ways to cut staff. And one of the people that they asked to be cut is someone on my team. She had only been there for 5 months. 5 months. And they offered her a 30-day severance. And this woman left another job to come work for the company that I'm with, only to be let go, reduction in force 5 months later. Like, what is she supposed to do? What is a 401k going to do for her? Nothing. What is the 30-day severance going to do for her? Not much. Thank God she was able to get another job. She learned a lot in the 5 months that she worked utilizing a recruiting system in the way that I teach recruiters. But that happens every day. Fast forward, that company 8 months later, terminated the CEO, a VP of operation in one of the markets, reorganized, took the training VP and made that person the VP of operations for multi-markets. Just a lot of things happening. So you got to take care of yourself up front. That's the point I'm trying to make. I want to make sure you guys do that because no one's going to advocate for you. No one's going to look out for you. No one's going to take care of you. The company's going to look out for their best interests. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't partner with them in a real way, but we're in a different time now. Okay? So you got to do what you can to take care of you and your family. Okay? If you have a question, leave it in the comment section. I'll be happy to answer that question. Brenda Barney said, I need to send you my resume. Please do. Email it to coachdanielsmiley@gmail.com. coachdanielsmiley@gmail.com. Happy to take a look. Watch your tone says, greetings, sir. I am not good at interviews. Promoting myself is a weakness. I can prep and do great at mock interviews with people I know, but I freeze during the interview. Thank you so much for sharing that information about your tone. I know why you are that way. There is a reason why I share the content that I share. And the reason, one of the main reasons why is for people like you, okay? The reason why a lot of people get nervous in interviews, I have a guide in my store called How to Overcome the Fear of Job Interviews, right? Is because of anxiety, and sometimes we get a little depressed. The reason why we're that way from a psychological perspective is because we don't know what to expect. We don't know what the answers are going to be. We feel like people are, we don't know what the questions are going to be. I'm sorry. We feel like people are going to judge us. And all of that naturally brings on anxiety, fear. We start to question ourselves and own our yards. So one of the reasons why I post the content the way that I post it is because I want to try to help you remove fear so you can be empowered, because the truth is you are the prize in the interview process. You are. Okay? So in my book, there's going to be a chapter on overcoming the fear of job interviews, and you will be able to look at that information and be empowered. You don't have anything to be afraid of. Nobody is judging you. If the process is done right and you work with a recruiter before you interview with a hiring manager, the recruiter should deliver you as a candidate on a silver platter to the hiring manager. They should highlight all of your best skill, experience, education, and background, and ability to solve a problem within the organization before you even meet the hiring manager. So the hiring manager should be on pins and needles, excited about meeting you so they can hurry up and give you this job, because you are going to be taking a weight off of their shoulders. So you have nothing to be afraid of. You are the prize. That's why I post what I post. Because I know people like you and others have no idea what these hiring managers are going to ask. And I'm telling you, and I will continue to tell you, every hiring manager asks the exact same question for every position. It doesn't matter what it is. I have prepared CEOs for board meetings to take over companies. And they ask the same questions because they don't know any other question to ask. All they want to know is this: can you help me solve this problem that I have in this company? And as a CEO, that could be direct and drive the vision of the organization so it can become what the board members envision, right? And everybody else inside of the organization is responsible for supporting that vision in one way or another. For instance, from a human resources and talent acquisition perspective, my job is to make sure that we get great people in and we keep great people there, right? That we work with bonehead managers so they're not just letting people go for no good reason. That we are bringing on staff that's going to stick around for 2+ years to help us get things going, that I can bring people in that are plug and play solutions that within 30 days they can be trained and off to the races and producing. Everybody has a part to play. And that's all hiring managers want. So they all ask the exact same question. And so I post this content so you can know the answers before you're given the test or ask the questions in this instance. If you need more help, email me or text me. I'll be happy to share more insights with you. Howell says, thank you for sharing your knowledge with us. You are welcome. I am going to restate what somebody said to me today, and that is, I believe I am doing the Lord's work. I do. God is all about trying to help people be in the best position so that his will can be accomplished in the earth. And that's done through me and you. And when a person is in a position to help someone else to get to the next level in their lives so that they can help someone else get to the next level in their lives, that's the work of the Lord in the story. That's what I believe. I don't care who believes different. You can come from me if you want to, but I know what I know. Okay? All right. JTB 928. Where do we find industry standard salary ranges? There are three tools, there are three places, I'm sorry, that I go whenever a hiring manager asks me about a salary range. So I'm going to give you the scenario in 10 seconds, JTB. Hiring manager comes to me and says, hey, got a new position we need to hire for. We don't have a job description or a salary range. Can you get that for me? I say, yes. Step number one is I am going to go to Google, Indeed, or Glassdoor, and I am going to type in usually the duties and responsibilities of that job, or I may go into AI and type in the duties and responsibilities of that job and ask it to spit out a common position title. Okay, it'll come back with something. If I believe that position title is in line with what the job description is and the work this person is going to be doing, now I'm off to the races. Then I go back to Google, Glassdoor, and Indeed.com, and I will type in, hypothetically, what is the average pay range for a production warehouse, just use this title. What is the average salary or pay range for a production warehouse supervisor in San Diego, California? And Indeed.com, Google.com, and Glassdoor will do a search in the industry and shoot me back an average low, high pay range. I look at all three sources and come up with an average. Okay. And then I take that position title and the average range, and I go back to the hiring manager and I say, this position is paying this. And this is what the typical title is. Are you okay with that? Yes. I then go get approval from the CFO and that manager's manager, and I post that position to attract you. So you can go to Google, Glassdoor, and Indeed.com, and you can type in your position title and your city and state, and it will give you 3 examples of low, medium, high. You take that into the interview with you. You should never, ever walk into an interview without that. Ever. I hope that helps. What is the name of the book? It is called Your Total Career Makeover. That's the name of the book. Your Total Career Makeover. Okay? Your Total Career Makeover. A guaranteed plan to career success. That's the name of the book. Thank you for asking. It will be available in the store on Friday if you want to grab it. Okay? And how you grab it, if you look at my profile, it'll be there. And I'm going to start it off with special pricing for the first 30 days, so as many people can get it as possible. And I'm going to make sure it is normal recommended pricing. Total career make, total career makeover. It has everything: how to find a job, best way to negotiate pay. It has my 50 top 50 interview questions, what to know before you go, um, 10 keys to getting promoted on a job, making more money. It has all of that in it, everything. Okay, thanks for the question. S Ford 421. Can you reapply to the same job with a different resume? I'm receiving thanks, but no thanks to job. So, S Ford, that is a complete waste of time. Let me explain to you why. Okay. When you apply to a job in an organization, your name, email address, your name, phone number, and email address are the identifier in the applicant tracking system. That's how we find you in the applicant tracking system. In fact, depending on the company, depending on the applicant tracking system settings, you may not even be able to apply to the same job if, and in my case, I will not allow people to reapply to the same job if they've been rejected. Some applicant tracking systems will allow you to do that, but it creates a duplicate application in the system. And from a talent acquisition perspective, when we're reporting on numbers for KPIs on an annually, we try to clean out duplicates. Okay, so it's not worth it. Just move on to another job. Right? Now, you can apply to another job in that same company, but applying to the same job with a different resume is a waste of time. I hope that answers your question. Brenda Barney, does this information work with the federal government? Yes. I work with several people in the government sector, in the federal sector, in the city, state sector. Yes, it's the same thing. They ask the same exact questions. It's all the same. All of it. It's the same. Trust me. It's the same. The only difference between the government and the private sector is the process is much longer with respect to the government because we're dealing with previously budgeted positions, and they take their time with hiring a person because it has to go through 900 loops to get approved. So that's how it works. Brenda Barney says you are doing God's will. I believe that. Thank you in Jesus' name. Watch your tone. Thank you, kind sir. I will reach it, and I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Okay, if you have a question, leave it in the comment section. I will answer it for you. So Brenda says, is the book on Amazon? I will not be publishing my book on Amazon. No, I will not. If you want to know why I will not be publishing it on Amazon, it's because I have some books on Amazon currently, and I know how that process works. I would much rather. Okay, let me back up here. I don't know yet if I'm going to publish it on Amazon. Okay, this book, I want it to start inside of this community and work itself outward. Okay, and so if the future requires me, or if it's best for me to put it on Amazon to reach a broader audience, I might do that. I might do that, but I am trying to really, really serve the community on all of the social media platforms that I currently have. And I mean, it's a lot of people. It's over 100,000 on Instagram, 100, almost 200,000 on TikTok, and thousands on Facebook and YouTube. You are the community that I'm serving. So when that book is on Amazon, there's all kinds of stuff that goes on that people may not understand behind the scenes. I would much rather have a direct connection to you. And here's another reason why. You know, when you get a book on Amazon, you are entering your information for Amazon. Amazon keeps your information. They start to send you recommendations for resources that are like that. And I'm not trying to stop you from getting those resources, but that doesn't serve our relationship much. So I don't know the answer to that question just yet. We'll see. I'll see what the Lord has me do. Black Butterfly says, what is your opinion on the latest jobs report? For those of us still out here searching how does this impact us? Okay. So listen, there are still a lot of jobs that are available. Let me explain to you kind of how this works. In every company, there are three categories of people on the team: A players, B players, and C players. A players and B players are carrying the production for the C player. But a lot of managers don't know how to work a C player out. Now, what do I mean as a C player? I mean that person does not have the character necessary to keep them on the team, and they're dragging the rest of the team down. And if you stop for just a second, whether you are currently working somewhere or you used to work for somewhere, you can think about somebody on your team that's like that. They are a C player. They are dragging the team down. They are not carrying their weight. And those people are taking up space. I know that's not any of you, but that is happening within organization all day, every day. So companies have to now. Years ago, I think in 1999, I heard someone say something. African American female business owner said this: "We have to become good at releasing C players to their destiny, because their destiny is not here. You cannot be a C player on a team and be helping the organization. It just means you don't belong there. So we need to release you to your greater destiny, a place where you can be an A or B player. It's certainly not here because you're not doing that, right? Those jobs currently have people sitting in the seats waiting on you. Now, what's the barrier? The hiring manager or the direct manager is not pulling the trigger on pushing out C players. Okay, so I said all that to say the jobs report that we're getting about unemployment and all of those good things. That's great. That those are raw numbers about what's open and what's not open and what's available. But it doesn't take into account that many companies have 25, 30, 40% of their team is C players, and you should be sitting in that seat. So there's a lot of people that have jobs that shouldn't be in those jobs, all the way up from the top down. Okay, so Brenda Barney, a lot of jobs seem to have favoritism and nepotism. How do you get around this? You can't. The way you get around it is you don't work for bonehead managers like that. That's all. You just don't work for people who cannot separate the personal from business. Because a lot of people who are dealing in nepotism and favoritism are keeping C players on their team because they are somebody that I don't know, they have known, may have been a buddy and they drink together or whatever. You don't want to work for companies like that. That's why I tell you, you have to advocate for yourself and take care of yourself. If you have a bonehead manager like that, are you working for somebody like that? That's not, I wouldn't work for a company. I just wouldn't do it. You don't want to work for a company like that. Okay? I hope that helps. If you have a question, you can leave it in the comment section. I'll be happy to answer it for you. Genuinely, Michelle says, Amen. Amen. So be it. Baghouse says, please can you let me know where I can text you? Yes. 469-616-3233. 469-616-3233. That is our text line. We do not pick it up for calls. We do not make outbound phone calls or take inbound phone calls. It is a text line available to you in the community so you have direct access to me. 469-616-3233. Or you can email me, coachdanielsmiley@gmail.com. I asked for a day to think about the offer. HR also emailed me the acceptance letter with the pay. She didn't give me time to think. You don't have to think about it. Send me the message. I'll tell you exactly what the best options are. And I'll tell you how to respond back to them so that you can potentially get more money or at least get that conversation started. Text me. Howell Levon says, I see C players all day, every day, and they get promoted more than anyone else. Yes, and organization is trash. I'm not trying to be mean or anything like that. Leadership should not allow C players to get promoted. They shouldn't. You should not allow C players to get promoted. It is going to bring the organization down. It's like having a pee-wee football player on a pro team. You are at a deficit. It's not good. And so there are C players all around you. My book is going to show you how to lap C players. And if an organization doesn't recognize your contribution, start looking for another team that will. That's my recommendation. Okay, you got to advocate for yourself. You have to start taking care of you and your family. Okay, I am intelligent says that's not mean at all. You are telling the truth. They promote because they are non-threatening and controllable. But it always catches them. 100%. You are right. And again, I just refuse to be part of organizations like that. I challenge organizations, teams that are like that. Like I'm not going to sit like a bump on the log and just watch this. I will go find me another job quickly. How effective is AI in job search? Okay, so this is funny. So my mom, who is 88 years old, was asking me about AI the other day. I said, you already use AI. She said, what do you mean? I said, have you ever asked Siri for anything? Siri is artificial intelligence, right? So Siri uses um, search to find, it uses search to find information that you need. So how effective is AI in jobs? It's pretty effective, but it's just the same information that you could get from a guy like me or what have you. What AI is not going to do. Okay, so let me just explain it this way. What AI is not going to do is not going to tell you necessarily the best places to find a job where people like me are posting jobs and how it all works. So let me kind of give you guys a high level overview of the best ways to find a job. Okay. So the three best sites for most jobs, and there's some specific technical sites, the three that are the best, the ones that we use and I have been using for the past, I don't know, 10, 12 years, because they're the best. They give us the most bang for our buck. The most candidates are there. These are the three. Indeed.com, ZipRecruiter, and LinkedIn. Those are the three places where most candidates live. Okay, that those are the three places where most candidates are. Okay, and so to have the maximum visibility to candidates, right? We post on those sites. And let me explain to you how it works. Indeed will allow us to, and ZipRecruiter will allow us to post LinkedIn too. Indeed, ZipRecruiter and LinkedIn will allow us to post positions that are attached to our applicant tracking system because they scrape our website. And it goes onto those sites for free. If we want to expand our reach, then we have to advertise or sponsor those jobs. But 99% of the time, you don't have to sponsor positions. Okay. So since that is the case, and most companies have their applicant tracking systems attached to ZipRecruiter, Indeed.com, and LinkedIn for free. For free, you don't pay LinkedIn, ZipRecruiter, or Indeed.com nothing until we sponsor a position. So since we're doing that for free, that's where we're utilizing most of our job postings because that's where most of you are, right? So if you are looking for a job, the best place for you to go is those three places. Okay. Now there's a way that you need to do it. Okay. go to the search bar, in quotations, put in whatever your position title is, and it'll spit back out to you all of these different jobs that are in your area. And there's another secret, and that is most people are searching for jobs that are open within the last week. That's a complete waste of time. You need to search within a 60-day range, 60 days, because jobs that are hiring right now typically take 30 days to fill. 1 week to interview, second week to offer and on board, and then that person has to put in a 2-week notice and then they get started. I know I'm giving you guys a lot of technical information, but that's how I'm sorry, I got to do it this way. So you can use AI if you want to, but AI is going to do nothing but pull up a job search title and positions that come from Indeed, ZipRecruiter, and LinkedIn and tell you where those jobs are. And I'm telling you right now where they are. If you go to LinkedIn right now and type in your job title, your position title, it'll ask you, are you looking for a job? Are you looking for a company? And you just put in job and it'll show you all of the jobs that are listed, all of them. And you're going to go back at least 60 days and start applying to all of them. And what's the process that you should use? The fastest way to find a job, one of the chapters in my book will tell you, first you start with one-click apply jobs. One-click apply, okay? And then after you've done all of the one-click apply jobs, you want to go back in and do applications. So it'll take you to an external website. So LinkedIn, ZipRecruiter, Indeed.com will take you to the external website of that particular company, and you want to apply that way. Okay? And you want to keep a list. If you can, try to keep a list as much as you can. You're going to get an email that lets you know that you applied, and that's how you want to try to manage it. Okay? The current ratio right now for the jobs you apply to the number of callbacks you get is about 25 to 1. And in my book, I talk about active and passive jobs and the reason why that is. And when more jobs become available and are active, that number will shrink. Right now, it's about 25 to 1. So for every 25 jobs that you apply to, you're going to get about 1 interview. You might get 5 callbacks and 1 interview, okay, or 5 replies and 1 interview. That's the ratio right now because the passive, active way to, from a talent acquisition perspective, we are positioning jobs on the internet. Okay, so I know I gave you a long, drawn out explanation, but I'm telling you that because people think AI is so, and it is good. AI is good, but I'm telling you the way AI searches, it's going to be searching for the positions that we on TikTok. How do you deal with a hiring manager who never lets you know any feedback after the interview? You. I was going to try to be clever and funny, but I'm not. If I'm not getting feedback from a hiring manager, I'm going to that manager's manager and I'm going to say, let me tell you something. Your bonehead manager, I'm not going to say that, but I'm going to say your manager is losing out on good candidates because they are not pulling the trigger and no one's going to wait on them. I want you to know that this position is not going to get filled because your manager is sitting on it. They need to give me feedback. I don't care what the feedback is. They should give me some kind of feedback. So I ask every hiring manager that I work with to give me feedback within 1 hour following the interview. It could be yes, no, maybe so, got other people I want to talk to, but I like to get back to candidates immediately within the same hour. Why? Because if you know that you're still in the running, you're not going to go look for other jobs. So hiring managers should give you feedback, and the way you position it is this: Mr. Hiring Manager, Miss Hiring Manager, check this out. He's not going to wait on you, so please make a decision. He has other opportunities. I am sure he has other opportunities that's reaching out to him. So you got to poop or get off the pot. Please let me know something. And if that manager's manager won't pull the trigger, I'm going to keep going up the ladder until somebody gives me some sort of support. So that's how I deal with it. Thank you for the question. If you have a question, leave it in the comment section. I'll be happy to answer it for you. Okay? Hollow says, can this session be recorded? So this session is available for replay to anybody on Instagram that is a subscriber. Subscription is $4.99 a month. And all of these lives are replayed. Okay. It's also replayed on my podcast as well, the Daniel Smiley Show. Okay. I Am Intelligent says, I say this as a supervisor, not a disgruntled employee. I believe in developing teams and people to reach their height and support the mission. Okay, that's very good, and I appreciate that. And I'm hoping I am intelligence. You have A players on your team. Here's the deal: when you have an A player on your team, a B player, a B plus player, you don't have to do that much to develop them. They are going to come to you to let you know the job is getting done. You are going to see a production increase from A players. Now, intelligence, I mean, no disrespect to you, and I'm not saying this is you, but I know a lot of managers do this. We want to, we have hope for a lot of employees, and we want the best for them. And man, I'm telling you, that's a great place to have your heart. We want the best for them. But if they don't want the best for themselves, they are wasting your time. So trying to bring a C player along is draining the attention you can give your A and B players. So be careful about that. Okay, just be careful about that. I learned this many years ago. I told you in 1990. This lady said, "Sir, we have to start learning how to release people to their greater destiny. It is not here because we've given them multiple opportunities to perform and they are not doing it." So I applaud you for your I applaud you for your desire to develop professionals. But if they don't have it that dog in them, like Deion Sanders would say, it's going to be hard to get them to fight the way that they do. Any specific international sites you use for looking for candidates? No. Um, LinkedIn is very international, and if I were to look for international candidates, it would probably be through that network. Eric Brown says you are doing a tremendous job helping people. It's never been done like this before. On a personal base, you are answering real world questions for people who really need this. Thank you. You're very welcome. I have, this is not something I woke up and decided to do. It's just something I started doing, and the Lord showed me, I want you to keep on doing this. And so, your responses, people's responses, questions, the thousands of followers that are coming in every single day, and the thousands of comments and emails and text messages I get every single day tells me there's a scripture in the Bible that says this: you will know them by the fruit they bear. So you will know the tree by the fruit it bears. So you will know if that person is productive by the results you see that person getting. If you are not getting results, then the results that you desire, then you are probably doing the wrong thing. Okay. So because of all the many thousands of emails, text messages, comments, follows that I'm getting across all of the community, I know for a fact, listen, I'm not no novice when it comes to a relationship with the Lord. I know for a fact this is the Lord's work. So I will do this for as long as the Lord wants me to do it. All right. Anthony says, why won't hiring managers read my LinkedIn message when I am trying to introduce myself? All right, so let me explain something to you, Anthony, just so you know. So hiring managers are a little funky. Many of them are a little funky when it comes to LinkedIn. Many of them think it's a LinkedIn is a cross between Facebook and company email. That's what they don't understand how powerful LinkedIn is. So LinkedIn is a very powerful tool if you understand it and learn how to use it. One second. Okay. So a hiring manager, They put their information on LinkedIn so they can flex about their role within an organization, but they are not utilizing LinkedIn to grab candidates and so on and so forth. So I'm gonna teach you a little trick here in just a second. So if you message them on LinkedIn, probably haven't checked their LinkedIn and don't get notifications to their phone. They haven't checked it in 30 days. So we give you a little trick, sir. Check this out. When you go to LinkedIn and you find the hiring manager, you know that person works for that company. This is what you do. Call the company. Doesn't matter who picks up. This is what you say. We're calling you, Anthony Gasso. This is what I would say. Hey, my name is Daniel, and I'm trying to send an email to Anthony, and I want to make sure that I have the correct email address. Is it agasso at whatevername.company.com? If that's correct, that person will say, yes, that is the correct email. Now you just send the person the email. Say, hey, I sent you a LinkedIn message. I'm interested in this job. Can you reach out to me or respond? Somebody should say that. That's how you get to me. That's how you get to people like that. That's how I get to you. Okay? Simply call the company and ask for that, and they'll give you the information. So that's how that works. I hope that helps. Okay? They're not going to respond on LinkedIn. Black Butterfly, thank you for the email. Is after thank you emails. Sorry. Black Butterfly says, are thank you emails still a necessary part of the interview? Let me read it. Black Butterfly says, are thank you emails still a necessary part of the interview? I still send and never receive a thank you back. Okay. So it is polite to send an email to let them know thank you. But don't just say thank you for meeting with me. Okay. They're trying to get through a ton of people sometimes, or maybe they're busy with something else. So you want to say, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to interview you. And remember what I told you, if the hiring manager asks you, do you have a question? You want to ask this question, when would you like me to start? Hey, thank you, Black Butterfly. I really appreciate your interview today. I wanted to express my interest in the company. If an offer is sent to me, and I wanted to know from you, when would you like me to start? Again, thanks, and I look forward to hearing from you. That's how you want to make sure that you're responding to them, and that should get you some sort of response back. Okay. So again, I have a book that is going to be released this Friday. Total, uh, your career makeover. Your total career makeover. It'll be coming out this Friday. You guys will be able to get it. I'm here because I want to make sure I'm helping as many people as possible. If you need help with your resume, okay, you're like, I don't even know. I mean, I'm not getting any callbacks. Nobody, my resume is just doesn't clearly state my expertise. I mean, I really don't understand it. And what you want to do is send it to me. I'll tell you exactly what you need to do. We also have a resume rework service. You can click the link in my bio if you want to do that. You can email me your resume to coachdanielsmiley@gmail.com. That's coachdanielsmiley@gmail.com. If you have questions, you can email me too. If you have questions, you can text me 469-616-3233. 469-616-3233. I will be happy to answer those questions. If you're on Instagram, you can send me a DM or leave a comment. On TikTok and on YouTube, I'll be happy to answer questions. You can check out our podcast as well for any of these replays. I say this every single time I am ending live because this is what I'm all about. And the rest of my life helping you get to the next level in yours. And I will see you on the next live. Email me if you need to.